You love me. Love me. Covered in cat hair now. Hey, what's up? So I'm coming to you from social distancing. I have been self-quarantined for 2 weeks tomorrow, and it's been pretty crazy. It feels very surreal. I'm very willing to do whatever it takes to get rid of this horrible virus that we don't know how to treat other than what we're doing. I hope that everyone has been staying safe, staying healthy, and staying by yourself. That's really the only way that we're gonna be able to combat this and be able to get through it and shine on the other side. It's actually been a really great opportunity to get my creative juices flowing. If you look for the ways in which it can be beneficial, then I think it can prove to be actually beneficial if you don't always dwell on what you're losing. So I live in New York State. And I live in like upstate New York. I don't live like near New York City at all. I just thought it'd be fun to talk about the pros and the cons of living in New York. So the number one pro, and perhaps the most important pro of my whole list, is Wegmans. Wegmans is a grocery store chain that doesn't only sell groceries, they sell a whole lot of stuff. I know that Wegmans isn't everywhere in the US right now. It's more on the lefts and I don't know my lefts from rights. I think it's more on the East Coast is where I am. Yeah, it's more on the East Coast side of the US. But if you've never been to a Wegmans, they're fantastic. I actually work at Wegmans. They are extremely good in their employment process. They're extremely diligent and they care very much about the people that work for them. I have not met a single coworker or employee who is like rude or mean, and that I feel like that's just like so telling. I've met a lot of customers, however, who aren't as great. Just an opinion, not biased because I worked there, but even before I worked there, like Wegmans is like number one choice, and then Tops is like somewhere on the bottom. Not to drag Tops, but oh, this is my kitty. His name is Leroy. He's almost 9 or 8. I don't know. He's either 8 or 9, almost. And he's my son. And clearly he loves me very much. Ow. One of the cons of living in New York State is if you ever leave New York State and you tell people where you're from, they automatically assume you're from New York City. So I cannot even tell you how many times I've gone to a summer camp or gone just somewhere like in Pennsylvania or Ohio or a nearby state, right? Someone's been like, oh, where are you from? And I say New York, and they're instantly like, New York City? And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, have you been to New York City? And I'm like, no. Oh, that's another thing, is everyone automatically assumes that you've also been to New York City, when in fact, that is very far from where I live. New York City is quite far, also very expensive to go there if you want to do anything. Another pro is our pizza. I've met so many people who live out of state and come to visit, or just have traveled a lot, and they say that New York pizza is just overall better than any other pizza. I mean, of course, it's an opinion. Now, I haven't really had pizza in any other state, but I can confirm that numerous people have told me. I don't want to go on a full rant about pizza. The crust is so perfect, and then the slices aren't like little itty bitty things. The slices are big and they're nice, and then the cheese just like the way it stretches so beautifully, and the pepperonis and the way the sauce like gathers in the pepperonis. It does your soul good. We just have like a lot of really awesome good option pizza places here.
Hi, I am Olivia's one and only Tennessee friend. So growing up, the type of pizza that I'm used to having at like parties or just ordering to my house are all those chain ones. We very rarely hit one of those mom and pop joints. There was a new one that came a couple of months before I moved up called California's Pizza Kitchen or something like that. I didn't go there. It looks like something that people who care about like vegan and the environment go to. Not saying that I don't care about the environment, it's just that when I get pizza, the trees aren't the first thing that pops into my mind. I'm not the biggest Chicago style pizza fan. I really like the pizza up here because like I don't know, I think it's just simple. It tastes good. I like the wings better. And as a Canadian, I would just like to give a shout out to the fact that Canada is the one who invented Hawaiian pizza. So if you're one of those people who jump on the bandwagon saying that that's like a disgrace to our society, yell at some Canadian who isn't me.
Also, I got a new phone and it's much newer than my old phone, which was a 6, and so I have a much better camera now. Resolution is so much better. Which is also why I can actually film now, because my other phone was so little, like had such little storage that I couldn't even film or edit any videos. And as there are many pizza pros, there are many non-pizza cons. Weather in at least upstate New York, where I'm from, weather is not considered the best. Weather, to say the least, is bipolar and very. We get anything from like 0-degree weather, snow for multiple months, to 90-degree weather and like a sweatshop. So we really have such a wide range. So our winters are very winter and our summers are very summer. But all the in-between moments where it's like transitioning from winter and summer, we literally get like windstorms and rainstorms and all this terrible stuff. Now, it's not nearly as bad as a lot of other places that have natural disasters like fires or tsunamis or tornadoes. We don't have that, and we're very blessed and we're very lucky that we don't have that or live somewhere that we have to worry about that. So I do recognize that it's not really that bad, all things considered. However, if you meet any person from upstate New York, chances are they will complain about the weather. I'm just complaining to be funny, and that's all you can do. One time in my neighborhood, we had a windstorm so bad that like up and down the neighborhood, trees, like huge, beautiful but huge trees were falling and knocking over power lines and collapsing on houses. And so that was really scary because we weren't sure if we were even going to be safe in our own home. So that's definitely a con, as opposed to somewhere like California or Florida that's always sunny. But on the same side, they have a lot of hurricanes and fires and stuff like that. So there's kind of a lot of pros and cons from living in any place, you know? Okay, just to prove to you how bipolar the weather is, when I was filming, it was literally 60 degrees and super bright and sunny. And the second I stopped, rain, gray clouds. My third, this is 4. I don't know why I held up 4 fingers. My third, or should I do it this way? My third and final pro is very specific to my city and upstate New York, and that pro is known as the garbage plate. What is a garbage plate, you ask? It is a delicious assortment of burger, macaroni salad, and French fries. It's just an assortment of all the things that make America great again. It's so good. And you just have like the assortment of sauces and all of that. It's a classic upstate New York thing. I'm so used to having those that I didn't realize that other places don't have that or know what it is. I don't know why it's called a garbage plate. Maybe it's because you'll probably end up feeling like garbage if you eat too many. But it'll be real pleasant in the moment, man. Everyone's coming over for a picnic. Let's have burgers and mac salad and put it together. Hey, you need to be quiet. I'm trying to film. Okay, my cat wants attention, he doesn't want attention, then he wants attention, then he hates me, and all this stuff, and you just need to make up your mind. Make up your mind. There's a lot of other pros and cons that I'm sure I could go in. Okay, you want me to keep being interrupted? I'm sure there's a lot of other pros and cons that... I apologize, my cat's very needy. I'm sure there are a lot of other pros and cons that I could go into, that anyone would love to go into, but that's not the purpose of this. The thing that keeps you tied down to anywhere is family and your community, and that's honestly one of the most important things, because if you don't have that, it doesn't matter as much where you live, because it's not going to feel as important without those people. I just want to round this all out by saying one more con, just to end on a negative mood, as you should do. In conclusion, taxes.